Well, good morning. Welcome to devotional number 5, and today we're going to look at "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy." It is only when we show mercy that we receive mercy, Jesus says. The New Testament is insistent that to be forgiven, we must be forgiving. As James says in chapter 2 and verse 13, "For judgment is without mercy to one who has shown no mercy." The Lord's Prayer says, "Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us." A little girl was learning the Lord's Prayer, and when she came to this line, she said, "Forgive us our trash baskets as we forgive those who put trash in our baskets." Well, she didn't get it quite right, but I'm sure she will. This beatitude does not mean simply only to sympathize with a person or feel sorry for someone, but the ability to identify with the other person until we see things as much as they do, as we can. I read the other day of a little 4-year-old boy whose next door neighbor had recently lost his wife. Upon seeing the man crying, the little boy went over into his yard, climbed up onto his lap, and just sat there with him. When his mother asked him later when he came home what he said to the neighbor, the little boy said, "Nothing, Mommy. I just helped him cry." We read in Lamentations 3:22, "The faithful love of the Lord never ends. His mercies never cease. Great is his faithfulness. His mercies begin afresh each morning." Several years ago, I was given a book entitled "Nuggets of Gold," and I'd like to read a story from that this morning. There was a young boy many years ago who happened to come from a very wealthy home. He wore the best clothes, lived in a beautiful home, and ate only the best of food. One day he happened to get into a scuffle at school with another young lad who lived in a very poor home, wore only second-hand clothes, and had only the bare necessities to eat. In the scuffle, the rich boy won and the other boy was the loser. In a few moments, the boy got up from the ground, dusted himself off, and said, "If I had more food to eat like you do, I could easily have thrown you down on the ground." Then he turned and walked away. The young boy was numbed by what he had heard, and his heart was broken because he knew very well that that was true. He never forgot that experience, and from that day on, he revolted against any favorite treatment just because he was from a wealthy home. He actually made it a point to wear cheaper clothing. He intentionally endured some hardships of the less fortunate, and his father was often embarrassed by the way he dressed. But despite all the urgings to act like he should, he never again took advantage of his wealth. He gave the rest of his life to helping the poor. He became one of the world's most famous men. His name was Albert Schweitzer. He learned at a very young age the truth of this beatitude. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. And we will look at those who are pure in heart, for they shall see God. This is a letter to God from Johnny. He says, "Dear God, maybe Cain and Abel would not have killed each other if they'd had their own rooms. That's what my mom did for my brother and I, and it worked really good. See you tomorrow.